Peggy, this is your February 24, 2021 lesson. You know, as I look at it closer, we can clean up the setup a little better than what we have. See how you're kind of straight up? Now, Adam Scott's a little taller than you, so he's a little more over it. But I like to see, you know, the bite up a little higher and a little more over the ball from your hips. So, and maybe just a little more flex in your knees, more of an athletic position. But and like I talked about before during the lesson was you know, we got to work on that grip. You know, get out those gloves. I'll mark them up again, and you got to get that thing more in your fingertips on your left hand for sure, and in your right hand too. That'll allow you to set the club, because in this grip, you know, you're unable to set the club on the way back. Okay, so the main thing we want to work on is the sway, the slide off it and the slide back to impact. But from this dimension, let's just look for a minute on how close we are to swing plane, and then we'll get over to what we really need to work on. You know, that's actually not a bad position shaft-wise. The problem is we want to work at this position. I really like the position of the shaft, but the club face is pointed down. We can go over that later, what problems that presents. But at this point, we want more of a toe-up position, just like this guy. You know, it causes you some problems. But see, as he gets here, see the toe of the club is up, and you can't see it because the circle, there it is. The toe of the club is straight up there, okay? So, but, you know, at this point it's not causing you a big problem, and a lot of it could be grip also. You have a little strong grip on the right hand and all, but let's work on the mirror of getting that thing, just like Adam Scott's, where you get the toe up. So, yeah, I'll give you that. Then, you know, so now we end up getting pretty steep. See how it's not parallel to the swing plane, which, you know, is any plane. The plane is parallel to the yellow line, and this isn't. And then we get it up here. You know, that swing's better than before, because you used to have that thing would flop down, so you got rid of that. But here's the problem: as you come down, you know, no surprise. It's very similar to Gary's swing here. See, the butt of the club is here, and here it is, here. So, you know, the ideal trip for the butt of the club at the end of the arrow, the point of this arrow is where the butt of the club is at impact. So ideally, we want the butt of the club to go straight down that line. And see how you got the hands outside here. Here's the butt of the club. Here's the butt of the club. So it's kind of coming in this direction. And here's, so, you know, that's a later problem, but here's the main problem is you're trying to hit this ball when the shaft is, let me get that out of the way too. Here's your shaft. Actually, where's it's here, and it should be on this dotted line here. See, and Scott's and every other good golfer, when he gets in here, the green line is where the shaft is. So it bisects the right forearm. Yours is out here. So, and see, the butt of the club is here, and it started here. So this is going to be a huge, fat shot, and or you're going to be pulling it left. You know, very similar to Gary. He throws his hands at the ball too, and he comes in steep. It's a family trait. Anyway, so and see how here's this blur is the club face, or the club head. His blur, if there's a blur, is inside his hands. So now he'll be able to hit it straight. There's no way possible you can hit the ball straight with the club head being way outside your hands shortly before impact. Watch. See, this is outside the ball. So the path has to be going outside in. The ball has to start left, and then you leave the club face open trying to slice it back. Okay, so from this angle, let's just work on the hands just going linearly down instead of being thrown out this direction, and try to work on attacking it from the inside. But this is a secondary issue. The main one, I believe, they're both huge. So you have two number one challenges. This is what I see on the golf course is, and you know, this one, I believe you can fix almost overnight. The other one, it's going to take some work. But this is just a simple body rotation. Remember, we put a club over your shoulders and one here, and all we wanted is get the club on your shoulders overlapping the club on the ground, right? So we had a club in here and one over your shoulders, and it's all good. Okay, so here's the thing that sinks the ship. See, the hip now is, I don't know, 4 inches outside, and you kind of toe like this. And see, this is what I mean. You can't set your wrist because of the goofy grip. See how that's just kind of sticking up? Okay, now you have, in this shot, you've got a great move back because your hips end up as they were at address. But see, that worked okay in this one. But sometimes, you know, this hip is maybe 4 inches swaying back. Sometimes it may be only 2. Sometimes it might be 5. And then swaying forward, it's got to be exactly 4 inches. And sometimes you sway forward 2 inches, sometimes 5. So huge a source of inconsistency. If you don't sway at all, you don't have to worry about how far you're off and how far you move back. Then when you come down and you're just trying to play catch up and you really can't clear your hips because you're coming in so steep. So let's fix the sway and then work on coming in more shallowed out. You know, at the end here, we can come off the back keel, but I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about the slide and how steep that downswing is.